Liquid versus Empire. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Grant once again. We got game number 1 here, this best of 3, and sure, the favorite team, no doubt Liquid here, but Empire, I think is a team, I was talking with you earlier about it, a team that you got to look out for somewhat. I think they could be a dark horse team of sorts.
Yeah, I think FN, I mean, a lot of people even in like America, they talk about like, who do you look up to? Like, oh, not Miracle, it's FN. Like people, FN's Shadow Fiend obviously doesn't have it, but I mean, FN's a great player. Obviously they do have a newer player, a Kazaki player, is that
Naive,
yeah, and I mean, I'm interested how he does. I like this draft in the fact that they know if they win this laning phase and just take these tier 2 towers at 20 minutes, they're going to win the game. I mean, it's a Luna, Beastmaster, IO, DK. If they somehow have like a 1 or even 2K lead, I actually think Empire just takes their base at 25 minutes. If they lose the laning phase, they just lose.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with that, right? Like, if you're playing I don't want to say clearly better team, but just a quote-unquote better team. We'll see you later, Mapochka.
Not the start you're looking for, and it could get worse, actually. Yoku also in trouble. Miracle in the Metamorphosis 4.
Well,
Grant, you were saying.
I mean, they have the win condition, right? You just push the base at 25 minutes. You have some of the best base pushers on Team Empire. You just have to win the laning phase, and, well, that's a rough start right there. That's a very rough start we see. IO falling, man.
I'm with you, though, that and call it how it is. Yes, I mean, I called Empire maybe a dark horse team of sorts, but at the same time, I still favor Liquid, and of course, many people do for good reason.
Agreed.
So going a strategy like this, where you try to win someone earlier, as you're suggesting, is a valid strategy. Now, again, top lane, though, man, this is clearly a difficult time for Mapochka. We have GH and that Night Stalker, and of course, Mind Control playing the Sand King.
This is what Cap said, right? It's you just can. If you have these two, Mapochka's gonna die and feed a lot, or that might have been gods, but that's exactly what's gonna happen. You get one stun on him, he's either gonna be 100 HP or he's dead.
Yeah,
that is the worst hero versus dual lane.
Yeah, he's in trouble, and Liquid definitely making the best of it. You also have the middle lane matchup. Interesting here, you know, it's early on, and obviously DK, you know, 5-2. FN, speaking of him, Viper, Matama Man, 1-0. So, like I said, early laning phase, but so far DK's winning. I feel like this is a matchup though that, as the levels maybe add up, especially with that Nether Toxin starting to kick in, could go the way of Viper, perhaps.
It could, especially with some early ganks, but the problem is on Empire, IO can't come middle and gank. It's actually on Mapochka. They just don't have any, they have maybe quote-unquote decent lanes, but they don't have any lane movement. You're not going to rotate an IO middle, and Shadow Shaman he can't go middle. Look at how slow he is.
They're going for Shadow Shaman, Rasta, Void coming out, obviously still daytime, and actually they're going for the turn kill on a Sand King. Did they overstep a little bit? Maybe not. Mapochka still dying, and the Shackle, oh, nice beam at the last second. They maybe did overstep. Mind Control falls, but Rasta did technically go down first in favor of Liquid, but still making the best of the situation here as Empire.
That was some rare Liquid. It felt like GH didn't want to go in there. You saw like he would right click but not actually finish the attack and back up, but the Sand King was just all in on that, so some rare miscommunication from Liquid, but still the Caustic Finale gets the kill on him.
You see that bottom lane, again, a pretty iconic combo, especially as of late, the IO Beastmaster, and right now 9-3 BM versus the 8-3 Terrorblade. Obviously there's that first kill that happened in favor of Terrorblade benefiting from, but the double mango just okay. Well, when we start seeing so many mangoes, especially on cores like
every hero,
I think there's a sign there. It's like maybe a little too much. Anyways, they're running it down here. Jeez,
I love this. Look at the damage. I love he has so much armor, but still you just run at him with some axes. Mind Control does die. I mean, they're just playing so aggressively right now. You don't want to give Luna farm here.
No, that goes without saying, especially if you're looking for the earlier dominating start. Now, the obvious here, and when the Luna pick happened into the Terrorblade, is, you know, Reflection, a dangerous tool for her to deal with. You always have to be concerned of that, but again, they talked about the potential magic build. Do you think we could be seeing this Ags play from Luna?
I think if you go like a magical damage build like that, you're kind of playing more, which is rare, right? Physical damage usually means late game, magic means early, but I think if you go like the Death Star build or whatever, that's more for the late game and not pushing. I think if you just go normal build, look at this. Another kill. Just be another. It might be. Yep, it is. And I just want to say, look at the gold lead. It's already over 1,000 gold right now. Mapochka, he mangoes up. Will he have a hold? He sure does. And there well could be another kill.
He's got a beam ready. Not enough mana, but Mango changes the story. Those are those mangoes once again coming into play, and an easy kill ultimately. Great execution though from Empire. I say easy, but again, the same. Maybe not so easy. That was just good execution on their part. And this is a strong start, you were just saying. So this laning phase, the first blood knock, a little bit awkward, but overall it's going pretty well.
Yeah, and the runes off. That IO can find that regen rune. They actually don't have vision of it, but he might walk over there anyways. And the Poshka goes down. I think you're fine with that. Your Luna's still farming during this whole thing. They use mana to kill Maposhka. All right.
It is nighttime.
Yeah,
you see here.
They still have full mana because they just died. Yeah. That's the thing. If these two die in the top lane, the Sand King and the Night Stalker, they just come back with full mana. That's the only time you're scared, when they have full mana. So them dying is actually scarier for the Luna.
Does Night Stalker stay up here, you think? Again,
I think
the first
so.
nighttime, just keep the harassment up?
I believe so. He could rotate middle if you want, but I think Luna is what you're scared of, and he's already in the Luna lane, so you just leave him up there. But still, good start from Empire, DK, FN. He's having a great time middle. 13-1 versus 27-12. Oh, no. And this is the thing. This is why you leave him up here. This is a kill.
Yep. Oh, maybe not. Ink coming in. With that mitigating the damage, and Microsoft's going to be turned, actually. The Orb's doing plenty. The shot could have locked down GH, and that tether clutch with the overcharge from Yoku. Great TP, and we'll just call it bait all along.
Yep, that was reactive, right? We said they can't really roam middle aggressively, but hey, an IO reactively is far better than anything else. Just TP's in, maybe has a Fairy Fire, has that bottle. That Luna isn't going to die, and damn. 6-4 quick kills. FN went deep for this. He's realizing that that might have been a bad decision, and he actually will just TP out the void already used. No stopper after that. It's a good heads up from FN right there. And you talked about it, just dominating that middle matchup right now. But like I was suggesting, the levels starting to add up a little bit. Matoma Man catching up somewhat, but we'll keep an eye on that as, again, Night Stalker even rotating to help out. But Miracle, we saw this even early, Terrorblade, it's one of the few heroes, not one of the few, just a hero in general that as long as he's doing good, I think the team always has a solid chance, of course, but you're fine with that. It's the landing phase is overall going the way of Empire, though. Yeah, it is, and it has to. I actually think if Empire lost like the first 10 minutes of the game, they just lose the game. Now they're just on a slower ticking time bomb. I think they have to about 25 minutes. If they don't push the base at that point, Terrorblade just going to get too out of control. Top lane, Maposhka just keeping defensive, back as much as they can. Michael's so far up here. They really want that Rasta once again, but don't think they're gonna get it necessarily unless Rasta completely missteps. Your old mind control is, well, it's not the first spawn. He can do it all he wants now. Pull the creep wave, but pretty. That's like more creep. Hello. It's like all of a sudden it's everybody. That is a lot of creeps coming his way, but I believe Luna might get 6 on this wave as well. You just can't dive the Luna after that point, so you lose a lot of your pressure. And there we go. GH does come middle at the end of this nighttime. This is a big kill if they get it, but it's a big if. Yoku coming in once again. The overcharge, the heals isn't enough. The south pop, FN will barely survive. The tick of the poison is not going to do him in, and FN will survive. This IO clearly worthy of the first pick so far for Empire. I love Ghostic TPs and just doesn't do anything, like, because the TP took a while after the Wisp. He's like, well, I'm here in level 4, but wow, what a save by Yoku, like you said. They're going for Viper, sure enough. The Wild Axis will finish the job. FN, I think this time he actually is going to die, but at what cost now for Kuroki? He's on the run, turns back in. GH, not much you can do about that. They do lose the Jakiro there, but at least they get the turn kill on Rasta. Ghostic, he is possibly going to be run down, but you're right. Misses coming out, and never mind that Metamorphosis activated for this as well. We already have 14 hero kills. That's 2 hero kills per minute, basically. This is something you expect from like a Gyro, not this Terrorblade who's free farming, pretty much free farming bottom. He has to TP mid to help out his team, and as Liquid, I don't think you really want that. You're glad he gets those kills, but I think you'd rather have him just farming bottom. Yeah, it's a free lane, right? Ghostic TP'd middle, and you saw that. Definitely not ideal. Top lane. You look at the pressure, they have a ward, right? I was going to say, they're reacting as if they know this is coming, and sure enough, the ward did spot that. Ulti. They're going for Viper. There's the Eclipse, you're just talking about it. That's a kill on Viper. Mind Control comes into the last second with a Burrow Strike, but it's just too late now. He might die. Jakiro running in as well as GH. They get the double kill on Luna. He's going for more. Ain't going to happen. She will finally fall in a 2-for-1 response. Poshka going to try to run. The urn is up from GH, and they should be able to die for this one. As a dual breath and the eventual auto attacks from GH help finish the job. So it makes it a 2-for-2, but initially a double kill for Luna coming out. Yeah, that was super good play by Luna as well. Like, he saw the Sand King running in, so he avoids the double stun, which gets him that double kill himself by moving from the Sand King stun. And now Ghostic gets a free lane. He's level 6. He has ulti. This is a quick-paced game. We thought that second OG Navi was quick-paced. This is already 18 kills at 8 minutes. Yeah. I did not realize how quick this was. And that's the whole Night Stalker Sand King lane. Like, it just makes the game quick themselves. Yeah, Night Stalker, a hero that's going to generate that in general. But yeah, Empire, to their credit, they're leading in hero kills, and now we're still slightly in their favor. And they're going to now push the bottom tower. You have Ghostic leading the way. He's got the early medallion for that amp damage. Currently IO level 4, so no relocate just yet to be used, but
Obviously working on those levels and doing what he can.
Gonna get this tier 1. I'm surprised Radiant took that tier 1 top so quickly. I thought they might rotate bottom and defend, but that's the best part of having a position 5 who can push tower. I mean, both teams have it, right? You have a Shadow Shaman and a THD, but
nope. From Aurora, they kept Sand King. The Shadow's gonna say, can he Pearl Strike in time? But they caught up with the Shackles to follow up. Great execution there from Empire. And a successful kill coming out. Darkness was spawned by GH as he was rotating middle, but I mean, they're not killing this DK. In fact, he pops the Elder Dragon for him. He's like, all right, you want to fight? Let's go. In comes the Shackles. Ooh. No, Maposha going for the nuke first. I think that, you know, if he Shackles first, I think that is a kill.
Yeah, it is a little bit closer range. I think he could have gotten range, but that's one of those things like, oh, maybe my DK with the Breathe Fire is enough damage, but still, you force him to go back, and maybe that's a better play, right? You get the kill instead. He has to run all the way back, and he used the rest of his ultimate.
Well, we at least see Luna is going to Mask of Madness first. So the Morbid Mask already purchased, just needs that quarterstaff. So I still don't think that's 100% information on what he's going for, but I hold that thought because middle lane, the break is up now. He has another touch, and Rotterwork put down there, going for the turn kill onto Sand King perhaps, but FN, he still has to run. Here comes Isle though, and now there's definitely turn potential from Empire. In fact, mind control, those wards still dealing so much damage. He'll barely survive off to the side. Viper trying to now finish off Rasta, but the uphill attacks, once again, someone missing. And Empire, I mean, that's a lot of time wasted. That's 4 heroes are there for Liquid.
Oh, and the dual breath misses. Ouch. Wow, this whiff. Yoku's putting in so much work. Like you said, not level 6, but he's just TPing in, reacting, like and he's saving his team. Yeah. This has been really clutch TPs, and this is where Empire has to be, though. They're doing exactly what they need to do, but still, I mean, if they let this Terrorblade free farm, Terrorblade will win the late game, but Empire doing a good job of keeping this game in their own control.
Yeah. Goes back exactly to the point they make it earlier. And speaking of that, we already saw the medallion purchased on Beastmaster. Is this a, you know, the Dominator, Necronomicon even, you think?
He's going Shadowblade, apparently.
So I was going to say, that's the other route, right? The initiation. That is a blink of the Shadowblade. He likes that choice.
I like that. It means your DK doesn't have to get a blink, can go for something like more damage, more HP if he wants to, instead of having to go initiation himself. There's going to be a smoke from the Radiant, so...
Looking at Terrorblade's option, by the way.
Mask of Madness, this is the old, this is a little bit, we saw Miracle and Arteezy both love doing this, and then it kind of fell off, but hey, they want to fight. I think they just want to fight early, and here we go, smoke into smoke.
And 19 hero kills at 11.5 minutes. It was close. Liquid turning around, but Terrorblade is still behind. Promer Roar's ready to go. Queued up. There we go. Initiation. Can they get here in time to save him? I don't think so. The Shackle's locking him down. Do they have enough damage? I mean, he has plenty of armor, but it is still plenty of damage. FN does go down in the middle lane. He got the center off, actually. So Miracle stays alive. He finally goes down himself. So yeah, that's why Liquid wasn't coming. I was wondering where the hell they were, but they were busy killing FN in the process.
Ghost should be dead as well, GH. Yep.
Pearl Strike connects, and that should be the finish. As mentioned, the Wild Axes ain't going to do a thing, and he will finally fall. So, I mean, they kill Terrorblade. It does ultimately cost them 3 of their lives over.
Yep, and that's the problem. Shadow Shaman just didn't have that 1-point hex, so he got the Sunder off, and once you get that Sunder off, it just saves you just enough time, and your team comes and cleans up.
Interesting, though, with that Mask of Madness choice from Terrorblade. You know, we've seen this hero definitely go through some phases. There was, speaking of Arteezy, for example, you know, the whole Battle Fury phase that was for a little bit.
God, get me out of that. And then they have, thank goodness, but...
Yeah, they made some nerfs to that with Holy Illusions and everything, so don't see that. But the Mask of Madness, as you said, it's kind of a nice farming tool, but also it allows him to be involved in fights if necessary, which clearly there's plenty of opportunity this game.
Yeah, and I like how Liquid is also forcing these fights because it means the Rasta's gonna have to put the wards down to fight instead of pushing towers like Solo, maybe just getting his own towers, but he has to commit those wards to these fights. And they didn't get anything, right? He placed the middle. They didn't even get the kill on mind control, and no tower either, but top lane.
They're relocating somewhere. They're going to the top lane. Terrorblade's dead. He didn't have a Sunder there, and obviously still on cooldown, and that relocate proves to pay off big time. Is it going to take somebody back with him? Probably not. Beastmaster, Shadowblade. That's actually Dragonite now, who does die in the middle lane meanwhile, so another case of at least kind of an eye for an eye situation.
Okay, going Shadowblade, so still some initiation, but can GH get this? No. Creeps are spawning. Just get out. And then, well, you sacrifice Miracle there. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and it looks like a tier 1 for a tier 1, so I still think getting that middle tower for Liquid's more important than getting this tower up top.
Yeah, ask anybody again. The mid tier 1 is, out of all the tier 1s, of course, is definitely the most important tower for many different reasons. So look at an advantage there of sorts as bottom lane, beam hits, IO, Leeching up, getting those orbs to land. A couple more as well. Yeah, can he land these? And mind control, still even has one flying around. He's going to go for the counter stun onto the IO, but IO actually successfully gets the kill. Now he actually got credit for it. And IO manages to stay alive despite that. Meanwhile, Fight bringing it over here. Breakback is up onto Beastmaster. He's trying to run after the Night Stalker. Not enough, though. And he's also going to lose his army of the minions. So obviously missed the beginning of that, but they're able to turn on to him.
So Sand King for Beastmaster. Liquid's okay with that. And you see the lead hasn't been more than like 1,000 in the past 5 minutes. It's just been each team's running at each other while one hero on each team's farming, and that one hero just keeps dying, so we're not really getting anywhere, which is good for Liquid. They want this game to just go longer.
Yeah, they do, but at the same, I think you can make the argument if you're Empire. I mean, the pace of this game right now feels like what they kind of wanted, right? So, as you're talking about,
I think they just need a few more kills and a few more towers. Like, they don't have that middle tier one, and that's the big one.
Okay.
Look at this. You see, actually, it looks like Kuroki drawing some lines. Like, I think they have wards here, but they don't. On the mini-map there, yeah.
Night Stalker is going to check it out. It is nighttime. There's a Rasta nearby, but...
God, Kuroki's so farmed. This is like Fly in that earlier game. Kuroki, usually you see G, which is more farm, but Kuroki, he's getting the farm, and he is going to be a tough guy to kill. Already with some of the best stat gains in the game.
Night Stalker right there. He's almost got a Spirit Vessel finished himself, so he's actually at the top lane is GH. If he makes a play, by the way, Beastmaster, yeah, I noticed this earlier, so he had the Shadow Blade queued up, but now he switches it to that Necronomicon. Again, going the different path of, I think DK is going the Shadow Blade, so he's kind of the initiator now, and Gostic is going to be more of the push assister instead.
So I still think you have to force fight. Neither team really wants to take a full 5-on-5. Obviously, when Luna ults up, you might want to do that. With DK, you just front line, try to hit a tower. If they go on you with either saves him or you bring Luna and you make stuff happen. I think it's on Empire to make something happen. Like Liquid, the pace of the game, they don't mind slowing it down. They do need to be careful of getting picked off, but if Liquid just plays reactively, they're going to be fine.
Well, they're reacting to Miposhka poking in right here. GH in the flank. Miposhka was not ready for that, although Gostic is nearby with the Centaur. And as that boar as well, going to clear the trees as GH realized that reinforcements were coming, so he's not going to risk it. And he'll TP to safety. Bottom lane mind control. Does he have a blink? He does. Epicenter's ready.
The treads, Sand King.
They're going. They're trying at least. They don't have the vision. He's going to finally find him. Oh, the last second, but Isle's nearby. Relocate. Yes, he gets it off.
But now the question is, who's down here? It looks like the Radiant team. This is just going to be a dead wisp, I have a feeling. Yeah, dead IO.
Luna's like, all right, you're on your own. You did your job. Thank you.
Yep.
And he's going to die. Oh, that's, you know, that's like a good feeling as an IO for saving your team, but then it's like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be dead for a little bit.
And look at that. All while that's happening, they are getting these wards down. Instead of a team fight, it's a nice double.
Great double stun. However, the Ice Path didn't connect. That was the case if he wanted both. He gets none. Rasta TP's out, and so does the Beastmaster. They somehow both escape in the end. That Ice Path miss was huge.
Kuroki wanted to become a legend, even though he already is. Instead, becomes a noob. Yeah, just whips it right down. I mean, everyone's done that on multiple spells before. You've never done that? No. I like the Sand King. What a double stun, and then instead of 1 or 2 mana, I
go for the big play. You hit nobody. It happens, yeah. Yep. Understandable, but in the end, great reaction again from Empire. Credit to them. Where credit's due, no doubt. The fact that they both get out, bit of a distraction. We saw the bottom lane with the Luna, similar situation. Liquid's looking for kills constantly, and I mean, it's 14-14, so they're definitely getting some, but
God, 200 gold. Escapes. That Helmet of Dominator creep Luna just killed. Just 200 gold. That's more than a full creep wave. Feels good.
Yeah. Manta Styles almost finished, and thanks to that and help.
So farmed.
She is the top farm, in fact, slightly ahead of a Terrorblade, who with that Mask and Manus early on as mentioned. The Shadow Blade picked up on DK. You have more continuing movement from Empire, at least right here.
Oh, Miposhka and GH.
Hello. Wards, are they ready? No, 40-second cooldown still. In fact, Rasta, the counterplay coming out quickly. IO is here. No relocate just yet. Just simply tended up on a Gostic. Miposhka's definitely dead. Ice Path going down. Hitting for a second, but Gostic still on the run. He still has his Primal Roar, by the way. Maybe a turn potential. Relocate now. No, not going to happen. The Primal Roar finally comes out. Going for the turn kill to Night Stalker. Not enough damage, though. He falls. And Night Stalker will be able to walk it off. But now Dragonite, he's hunting. He's hoping for somebody that's fragile, and that Night Stalker is still pretty low, and Luna's also coming over. They only have 3, though. This would be risky.
Yeah. And that was just maybe a little bit inexperienced from the Luna. That was a full 4-on-5 fight. The Luna was farming bottom. Instead of maybe like farming closer neutral camps, he was farming farther away, and Well, a 4v5 fight without your 10,000 net worth Luna, you're going to lose every time.
Yeah, now we were talking about that in the pregame. You see the overall net worth. Again, it's been a very, at max, not even 2,000 net worth lead for either team. So a very close game. But he's a bit of an unknown player on this squad. And Empire, you know, it's been a kind of an up and down team throughout the season, a lot of roster changes. But he's one of the first players in that region, I feel like, that he's kind of just, we don't really know who he is. So we're getting an idea. So far, he's definitely playing fairly solid on this Luna, but a mistake right there, as you're suggesting, perhaps.
This 3 full creep waves just farms them up. I just get nervous. You got to make something happen. Like the Rost Awards, we've seen one used middle, they didn't get a kill. One used top, they didn't get the tier 2, and then we just really haven't seen any successfake ward usage yet.
So this is interesting. Yeah, you see, Liquid knows for sure. Now, it was...
There you go.
Well, as part of their team smoked in, the other part, Luna's kind of like, all right, I'll just go. So a little bit gave it away of sorts, but it doesn't matter. Wow. Yeah, just melted.
I still think Liquid's okay, right? Because if you kill the Luna once, the IO's already... If Luna dies, it means the IO's dead, and you're going to be able to kill the Luna twice if IO's already gone. So I think you're okay giving you get a tier 2. You give up the Aegis, but like I said, if you kill Luna once, she's going to die a second time.
Yeah. Boschka just getting some deep offensive wards in the meantime, but they do lose that tier 2 bottom tower. Night Stalker also going to TP in. You see Manta style used by Luna. Oh, with the push, and it's going to fall back. But Boschka somehow avoided a stun there, but he ain't getting out, that's for sure. He is going to fall. A little bit of a space created, I'm sure he'll think in his mind, and I think you can argue that. A bit of a bait there, you know, while the rest of the team falls back and does other things, but Beastmaster Necronomicon at level 1 at least finished for him, so that's good to see. And Luna,
I think this is the tie. I think Book 3, BKB Luna, that is their peak. Once they get those items, I think you have to push base.
I wonder what DK is also getting next too. Again, he went that Shadow Blade first on Dragon Knight. You know, you figure he's going to get another tier item as well. Maybe it's the BKB himself, perhaps. It is a strong item this game.
Yeah, especially just Night Stalker Sand King, that lane. Even now, it's just so scary. It's not a lane anymore, but those 2 heroes, if you can avoid their spells, you're in a good position.
Yeah. And if you're Luna, also getting level 18 wouldn't be too shabby. Of course, that level 3 Eclipse coming into play then, so just a couple of key components there for Empire. So a couple more minutes even before, and there you go, there's confirmation. Dragon Knight going to BKB next as well. They find Viper, they're going for the kill. You mentioned the Ice Armor, getting some damage on this relocate with the Luna, but the Eclipse has been popped, but Man will finally fall. Will it be enough in the long run? Lightning comes in with the Epicenter. They lose the DK. Lightning still alive on top of the Magpie as well. Helps to burn down the Luna with the Aegis pop now. Yoku, he relocates out, but now Luna's all by herself, as you just mentioned. They don't kill Io technically, but it doesn't matter. She cannot get away without him. Yeah, and that's why they're flying him up the Roche, right? They're like, if we kill that Luna, she's going to die again. The IO is the only thing, and guess what? IO TP'd him in, couldn't get him out. Man, that looked like a very good start of a fight for Empire. I thought they were going to turn it around. That Ice Armor actually saved him for like an extra 2 to 3 seconds. Nice use of the helmet. It's like 8 armor, I think.
It's 8. And you can stack it with Lich's Ice Armor. They stack. I mean, obviously Lich isn't in the game, but that is pretty nasty.
Lich isn't in many games.
Thank God. But, I don't think any. I legitimately don't think anyone
is really that
sad about that.
His ultimate's fun. The Chain Frost is a fun to cast ability, but I can see why you don't mind. Oh, look at this, by the way, Miracle. What else is new? He's being roamed on again, but this time able to react. He's got his own Manta with them. Mask Command. His own BKB is in fact coming. So Empire, it goes back to what we were just suggesting. Maybe missing their timing now a little bit, and this is gonna start swaying the other way. You think for Liquid? Or?
I think next Metamorphosis, Liquid's gonna be completely fine. They know there's no Aegis up. They know there's not one to pick up. They can just go and start pushing towers. Because I think next nighttime will be about the same time as Metamorphosis, and all things are going to be Liquid then.
GH, Spirit Vessel, currently has a charge on it even, as he's also going to Vanguard, by the way. That's an item we've seen a couple times today, in fact. I saw it on a Darkseer play earlier, and you know, the eventual Crimson Guard, I think, is usually a pretty good tool, and in this case, you know, both against a Luna, or even against Terrorblade for that matter, if you're Empire. So, but I think Liquid, starting to gain a little bit of a slight lead, but Rasta, wards are down, Gostic's there, that's a tier 2 exchange even, so they're keeping it close still.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Both the position 5s are just there, they're able to take towers. I like that.
That's true, yeah. Jakiro and Rasta, some of the better supports and doing so.
God, this is...
Here's the BKBs though, man. Yeah, Luna and DK just got there. See, we're showing off Terrorblades, like, here we go.
I think this is the fight, right? I think Liquid can actually, if they win a team fight with the next Metamorphosis, they could just end the game, right? We talk about that. Both teams, they're carries. You win one team fight, you can take a full base. Both of them have that in Terrorblade, Luna. That's why this hero is very popular too. I don't mind. I like Luna.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely
she's fun hero to watch.
Fun hero,
especially, and she's still doing a good job. Very high net worth, the highest, even still beating out Miracle's TB right now. Barely.
There is GH. And away, runs right into a Primal Roar, Centaur Stomp to follow. And the Shackle's there anyway, so yeah, there was no chance that he's getting out of there. Just way too much lockdown.
Was that just a Hawk bait? Because you saw he voided the Hawk, like he was chasing it down to get the free gold. I think he actually used it to bait. Uh-oh.
Got it.
Bait out the BKB.
They got Luna, but a relocate again. Yoku.
That was such a good try. Mind Control tried stunning him before the relocate, so he couldn't tether, and he just barely missed. That was almost a slick fight.
I just love how quick he just TP's out to the farm again. Efficiency is real. Beam up on him. Lane. Miracle's gonna go. He summons at the last second. He'll barely survive his result and set up the turn down. Pochka goes down. That was so close for Empire for getting a clutch kill on Terrorblade, but they do not make it happen, and now they're gonna lose a second, and Gostic most likely TP onto the Shrine. He's going the other direction. At least they got DK out of here, but Matama Man will help cut him off. Double kill coming out in the end. That's one of those cases, though, man, it's so close to going the other way, but it did not in Liquid. They come out on top of that exchange.
These teams, like, their drafts and their players super similar, right? Like, Yoku, almost always same as core, even right there, the Sand King Mind Control gets a perfect stun to save his TB. The carries are both farming. They're pretty much mirroring each other right now. Yeah,
definitely positive strategy to do it. You would think it's, if you're Empire to an extent, again, maybe missing that one initial timing. That's not to say that they can't win this game now. I mean, definitely.
It just got a lot harder.
Just a little bit harder for sure, but you still have your Luna that's massively farmed, and we still have yet to really see those BKBs also come into play. In fact, I don't think anyone's actually... Oh, no, we did see the TB. Both TB and BK for that matter, but Luna still hasn't. Speaking of Luna right here, coming in with the Eclipse with the triple, the bunch going multiple way, but he got the ward down. Matama Man's trapped. He's going to die here as well as the Sand King. On top of that, even Yoku, of course, assisting with the tether up, and now they're hunting GH. Usually GH is doing the hunting, but it's back to daytime, and FN, he should be able to catch up to him, especially with that tether. I don't think GH is getting out of here. The Orbs smacking him in the face, and that's going to successfully be a kill on GH as well. So there's that that bit of a gap closer for Empire. You see Terrorblade sitting in the Illusion's bottom, but again, Empire's overall very happy with what just happened.
That's the new Wisp, right? The Orbs slowing, and that was a lot of slow. I don't think they would have caught him without that. With the Orbs, give him vision, give him slow. They're good to go. Now Empire takes the lead again, and there's the Tether Grand Scepter bonus.
Oh, you're right. And that's honestly a level 15 IO at 26 minutes in. You know, that feels like a decent timing. So
they're still here. This is it. They're before the 30-minute mark, and they're going to take this.
That's tier 3 at least. Night Stalker's dead for 15 seconds. Matama Man will resurrect, but as you just pointed out, I mean, this is now Shrines.
Yep, if they want to. They still have to be careful, obviously. Shrines with regen now. You can't just send, like, Luna illusions to kill him.
Yeah.
Sand King going for the... And we talked about having the Halberd earlier in the previous series, but it looks like Sand King wants to take one, obviously, versus the Luna. Very good.
Yeah,
as well as Beastmaster.
There's a couple of these cores, Terrorblade, Luna, that if you could disarm them, pretty powerful. So I think that's always going to be a good item against those heroes if you can fit it in somehow.
God, look at these two. Just both are at 17,000 net worth. I'm loving this. This is one of those games I want to just go back and watch them farm. I know it's not something you always hear. Like, I want to watch the fight. I want to watch like these two farming patterns, because the fact they're keeping up with each other literally exactly is fun.
We have one of the most known players in Miracle on one side, and then we have Knife on the other side as we're stressing who the hell is this guy, right? But like I said, the fact that he's doing a great job. Obviously, great team support around him. I mean, this is a battle here. This is still a game that could easily go either way. You see Empire, they've taken the net worth lead again.
It's funny. The game can go either way, but the game could just end so quickly for either team, right? Like, if one of the cores doesn't have a buyback, Luna's taking your base or TV's taking your base. It could just be that quick.
Shadow Shaman picking up the Aether Lens.
That's good with the cast range talent. Once you get that,
those shackles
so much range. And the Hex, you have the instant, like, you don't even need a blink. At nighttime, you can just use that. Versus Night Stalker, I guess, a little harder, but still, that range.
The Butterfly finished on Terrorblade. Satanic's queued up at least. He did split up that Mask of Madness, so another reason why Mask of Madness is decent to pick up in general, of course.
And now this Roshan respawning in 1 minute, I believe, 20 seconds instead, and well, that's going to be a pretty contested Roshan. Yeah. All these teams are so farmed. It's funny, it's so close, but they're so farmed.
It could end so quickly. I go back just to make that point that you were just making too. This game, I don't know what to expect, man. GH, he's sneaking up. He's hoping for a chance, but obviously Empire reacting.
I like this Liquid, the more experienced team. They want to create chaos. Like, hey, we want prove yourself. Prove that you can make these calls like we can. We've won a TI. Let's see what you can do when we make you make mistakes.
Luna does not have her butterfly yet. So that's the one big difference right now. They catch the Beastmaster. The silence is up. Urge. It's going to be lasting a couple more seconds. Offensive Spirit Vessel, but they get the cheat in the back lines. There's the Rasta Ward. Rasta locking down that Terror play, but they'll lose it. That would be the Beastmaster. He eventually goes down. Yoko on the outskirts. He's still alive. The overcharge active on the nine. Doing so much damage. Down goes Terror play. Matoma Man is also going to fly. Trying to get enough kill damage on the Rasta right there. He finally kills him, but he goes down himself. So far, it's a 3 for 2 in favor of Empire, actually. Yep. But it's FN and Knive, the survivors, both of those cores.
Yeah, that's huge. That's best case scenario right there for Empire. You kill the Terrorblade as well as the Matumba over on that Viper, and both your cores survive. That felt weird. It looked like Mind Control could have killed that Wisp a lot sooner to get off that overcharge, just get Wisp out of the fight, but he went for somebody else instead. I think that hurt him.
I wonder if that axe came into play as well.
No.
Oh, this is big though. Luna, no. The Ice Path catches Luna. TP, that ain't working.
No BKB, yeah.
No BKB, just has to run, disarm everything, trying to keep him slowed enough, and they will indeed catch him. So Luna's dead for 77 seconds. No buyback now.
And that's the thing. We just said they won the fight, but FN, did he get this kill?
The axe is almost due, but that urn actually, I think the urn was a difference maker. That urn coming out from GH heals him just enough to keep him alive. So yeah, they won that initial fight arguably, but losing Luna right there, Terrorblade's going to be up with like a 40-second window or so to maybe make a play here.
Yeah, I think that's kind of one of those pub moves, right? You're like, oh, both their cores are down. I can just go farm aggressively like I've been doing all game, and they won't expect. And you still you don't have your BKB up, so Night Stalker just goes on you, and you can't do anything. I think his farming patterns finally have been discovered. He's just playing super aggressively, farming the enemy team jungle, and GH said, nah. And oh boy, they can't fight this. Miracle just gets a free Aegis, it looks like.
You don't even try for Empire, it seems like. I mean, you don't have your Luna for 25 seconds. Why even risk it? This is a free Roshan here for Liquid, no doubt. But as I say that, Empire's in the area. There's the shackle on the bait. He baited him in, I guess. I don't know about this. FN going in. He might kill the Night Stalker at least. But again, if you're Liquid, it's like, all right, well, we still kill Roshan. I mean, not the end of the world.
Now your team fight becomes so much stronger. You have 2 lives on the Terrorblade, if not 3 with that cheese, and you have the Crimson Guard, which is one of the best items versus Luna, as well as Beastmaster, right? The whole army. They're going to go forward. Look at this. This actually just back and forth, and still less than 1,000 gold lead for each team.
I keep looking back at that, expecting to finally start seeing at least a bit of a lead, but yeah, the graph comes up, and like I said, this has still been under a 3,000 difference at its most for either team right now. And oh, how about that? The win chance has been favoring Empire actually this whole game.
That's why I haven't purchased Dota Plus. I would have to disagree a little bit with that, but I think it's because the Luna's top of the net worth right now, and that definitely,
I mean, I can appreciate that because it just takes stats. Like, and I know that, and I know it's silly in the end, but at the same time, there is a lot of bias that comes into play. You know, you look at Liquid versus Empire, obviously you're going to favor Liquid, and you should. Player skill definitely is a matter for sure, but Empire, when it comes to their heroes and how they're farmed right now and everything, you know, on paper, it should be in a great spot. And I think that is true outside of, you know, what the teams are. But Empire is showing that they are, by all means, able to compete against Liquid and looking good. Gostic bottom.
Oh, nice block with the creeps so he can't get through. Oh, but the Ice Ogre.
No, he gets spotted. Just outplayed in the end. Gostic thought he had to get away, but he does not. And that's even more Spirit Vessel charges for GH going his way. Terrorblade, he's getting aggressive here in the middle lane. He's just going to cut the creep with, I guess.
I think they just want to force a buyback right here, which is smart. You see with that Aether Lens, right? He instantly kills those illusions with his Hex, and he can do it safely with that range.
That's a good point, actually. We mentioned that yesterday with the Lion matchup against illusion heroes. In his case, he has 2 ways to kill him, actually. But
we didn't talk about the other. I mean, obviously, Io plus Luna with the Tether Grant Scepter, but as well with Rasta, it's extremely good. And I mean, Beastmaster, you're probably not going to, but those Rasta wards can actually do damage now in the late game.
It's great, but that's the thing, though, too. I mean, at this high skill level, you would expect that communication's coming out. Like, Rasta shouldn't use his wards unless he's tethered to an extent, but obviously in the middle of a fight, if he's tethered on a Luna, saving her, you can't always guarantee that, right? So yes, the idea is nice, but again, are you really going to see that necessarily? I think Luna is the big thing, but you are right. At the same time, the upgraded wards would be powerful. Who do they catch here? That's the Jakiro. Meanwhile, so they find the free kill.
You don't have to worry, as they say, your lane's being shoved in, because Kuroki's done such a good job of just continuously pushing lanes solo, and with him down, you don't have to worry about that. Beastmaster, has the gem now. You have to get map control with that gem.
Nightstalker makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Does Nightstalker have a gem? I wonder if that's actually his gem. So that's a possibility too. But keep an eye on that to see her shortly. Satanic though finished on Terrorblade. Meanwhile, there's an MKB though from Luna. So both of the cores get another big item.
And then they're gonna know Jakiro. I mean, they don't know Jakiro doesn't have buyback, but if he doesn't buy back right now, I think they have a pretty good idea that he does not.
DK falling back, but as you mentioned, Jakiro's dead for 30 seconds.
God, that ice armor is going to be just 8 armor on multiple heroes versus like DK Luna is so good.
Yeah, he's not the most popular helm on the Dominator creep, but Liquid making the best of it here. This is an easy shrine kill though in favor of Empire. You see Viper also with that cheese. Something else to keep in mind. He's got the Maelstrom working on the full Mjolnir. Liquid's chasing, but I don't think Empire is going to give them an opening.
Ward. As you asked, it doesn't look like Nightstalker has a gem, and that ward just scouts out this entire gank, I guess you can call it. I can't believe how aggressive they're playing. Kuroki, and look at Kuroki's just going to go. He's top lane.
They really want to catch up to them, but again, having that cheese advantage, if anything, but not going to happen. They can't make the catch, and ultimately we'll have to farm elsewhere, but Empire's choked in their base right now, so that's kind of a victory.
No dragon form, so you can't do too much out of him. Kuroki, again, top orb. He gets trying to bang out of BKB.
He's not going to turn kill, that's for sure. He's going to get. He does a lot of damage though, man.
He literally just wants to bait out the BKB, and he might die and not get the BKB charge. That's good patience from the Luna. Really good patience.
Okay, they just used the relocate for this as well with the Rasta, so they're really committing for this. But
the rotation's coming.
Yeah,
they're ready.
Yeah. Now what can they get? Oh, he needs to relocate the Luna back, man. 1 second. He gets it off in the last second. I was gonna say if Luna doesn't get out of it, that's a disaster. So Rasta, I mean, sure, it's
and he lives.
He actually. Oh, yeah,
damn,
that was great. That was great.
Empire Yoku especially on this IO has been playing very well.
I am continuing to be very impressed. I really am. It's great to see, and more top tier plays coming out really from both sides, and in that case Empire. So make the escape. IO. You see Guardian Grid. So this is not an item we see often right now, but
it isn't. I think that obviously against Nightstalker especially, right? Just getting that. Luna doesn't have to use BKB to get off that silence from Nightstalker now. You have another way to get it off, which is great. I mean, now you have Manta, Guardian Greaves, and BKB.
Yeah. I like it. Dragon Knight, he's finding plenty of farm as well. We talk about Luna versus Terrorblade, but that's, I think, the big thing for Empire, too, is that they kind of have that backup core, in a sense, of the DK that's also farming well. Viper tapers off a little bit more.
Attack tethered allies unit. You used to see that a lot, but obviously with the Guardian Greaves, you see a lot of other people, like someone like Crit would go that Desolator, and they have that. But this full defensive, we're all in on this Luna kind of thing, and it's worked so far. Why go away from it?
150 GPM too, especially for support. That's a lot, and if he happens to die, still getting plenty of gold, and will definitely help him advance towards bigger and better items that are necessary to keep that Luna alive, because obviously that's the game plan. Once again, nice counter warding right here. At least,
maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, Caustic. He's like, ah, crap. Well, that's the thing with counter warding. They can see you doing it.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious stuff right there. So they protect the ward, actually. Well played.
Make them commit to maybe a dumb fight there somehow, but now you see the gold lead just now, so it just continuously switches. I cannot believe how close this game has been.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you there. It's Definitely very well executed by Empire. FN though finds Jakiro, and that's a free kill.
He's been the last 3 deaths, not just for his team.
Caustic, buyback coming out from Jakiro, by the way, and here we go. GH, the Eclipse is bouncing around, pops the Cryptic Guard defensively, not going to mitigate the most on the Eclipse, but physical damage doing pretty good. Nobody did other than the roster right now. Let's make a Sand King on top of that. Miracle looking for a target with that BKB up, but Knife, he's just running away, and the rest of the Dire team is as well. Oh, nice tether right there to FN from Yoku. It's not going to be enough though. Matoma Man finishes him off with that dot. Kuroki hoping to find somebody else, but looks like DK. He actually pops the Elder Dragon for him.
I like what Miracle's doing. He's just running bottom with Metamorphosis right now. He's like, wait, they don't have any abilities up right now. My Metamorphosis is still up, but Kuroki, that's a dieback.
That's 105 seconds for a Jakiro. What on earth?
Yep.
He's level 22, I guess. Holy crap.
And now because of that death, Miracle, he's kind of scared to push bottom. He's still there, but...
Yeah, this is an interesting play. I mean, we just mentioned the Dragon Form was just activated, so he still has plenty of that, but...
And Meta just wearing off now.
Gotta fall back
out. They do ban out the Glyph, so possibly next Metamorphosis could be I think Roche again. It's going to be a 3rd Roche. Now this game, it's 40 minutes in, but it still feels like one of those 20-minute games. They're just constantly fighting. Kuroki making space, I guess. He's died a lot.
Yeah.
Look at that, level 25 on almost multiple heroes now.
Yeah, I wonder what Luna got with her level 25. We'll check that in a second here. But Beastmaster, meanwhile, hunting from a Tumble Man. He's got the open, has support from that Luna, and oh my god.
A little bit of damage there, huh?
Just a little coming out. Checking Roshan. He's not up for about another minute or so, fortunately.
200 gold creep. That adds up, and there's, okay. I mean, I think I kind of said how this game was going to go, but I was completely wrong. With how farmed FN is, I thought it was going to be like the, IO plus Luna versus the world. But FN, like we said, I mean, kind of the quote-unquote star player on this team, and he's showing it. He is super farmed.
Now, we still have to respect the reflection, right?
Yes,
you see it right there, and look at Luna. She just dropped, a quarter of her life just simply from that illusion. It feels like, here we go, though. Epicenter once again coming out. The Io Tether is keeping him alive. The disarm on top of Luna as well as her offensive capabilities. Not the most right now. Pops out the movement. She's still alive, though, with that BKB. Going toe-to-toe with Miracle. But Miracle's going to be hecked up, actually. Miracle's in trouble. The auto attacks are going to be too much. She's dead for 100 seconds. Has a buyback, but Man's already fought back. Yoku is going to end up falling to fire for the backlands. It looks like there's a buyback from Terrorblade now. He's coming back in. So he's going to end up falling. The Eclipse is bouncing around. But Man, he's taking the damage. They kill Luna in the end without Io. She ain't gonna live. Everyone diving for Empire. They end up dying in the end. They got the middle, of course, but they lose all 5 heroes in the process. Granted, it was a couple of buybacks.
Yes. And they lose Roche. I think that's the biggest thing. I think Liquid could just threaten the game right here. With that buyback, you don't want Miracle to die, but you're gonna have that Aegis now as well. I think Kuroki, they don't know Roche is up, but maybe they don't want Roche. They just want to, they either want to bait out buybacks or just end the game.
We have multiple 25s coming in, by the way, including Jakiro, actually. You have Terrorblade hitting 25 on top of that. So
Jakiro does some nasty damage if you get the Pierce's spell immunity. Luna can no longer get out the macro fire.
And then I'm pretty sure the left one is the Sunder, if I'm not mistaken, for Terrorblade. So that's a very, very short cooldown now that he has to take advantage of.
This is what we're talking about, right? Luna on one side, you just lose your base. Terrorblade on the other side, you just lose your base. You have to do something here.
Here we go. You have to buy that. I mean, obviously you have to. You can't just give up 2 sets of racks, let alone all 3, right? Mind control?
I think if they go for 3rd, that's when you buy back. You're okay giving away 2 because you already have middle, right?
Well, they're going to lose roster. That's the last thing you want if you're Empire, to lose a hero on top of that now.
That's not good since he doesn't have buyback.
Io's going to resurrect, and I think Liquid is going to have enough there. So no buyback on Luna necessary in that sense, but that's 2 sets of racks dead now.
I still think it's a smart play. Like FN, obviously, he didn't have to buy back because he didn't have it, but Liquid's like, well, neither of them bought back. They can still kill Roche, but now if DK gets some farm, you'll still have DK and Luna buybacks, but this is the point of the game when Liquid is just scary because now they have 2 extra, if not 3 lives, right? You have Cheese, 2 Sunders in a fight. You have H.
He opens. Not the best target, maybe. Going for the 9-stalker. Now he pops his BKB. Auto attacks. Those blades bouncing around, but they just kill Roche on H. Just picked up by Miracle. He's still got a center on top of that. Doesn't even need it right now. FN trying to run with his BKB activate himself. Gets up the Macfire leaves. They disarm Luna. Oh no. How did he tether out the DK?
Or relocate, I should say. That was a smart play, though, right? Because Luna has buyback, DK doesn't.
Okay.
I think that was a very smart play, but still, I mean, you're just... The fact you had to leave your Luna to die, and she has to buy back now, but still, a good play by Yoku.
It was the best in that current situation. It was the best of a bad situation, I guess, the way to put it, but
you might lose here if Metamorphosis is up.
It is up. Got bad news. Got bad news for Empire. It is up, and those racks are melted away. They jump on FN. It's the last stand right now for Empire right here. The disarm on Luna. They lose a DK. He's staying dead as mentioned. And Luna with that Eclipse, all she can run around like a chicken with a head cut off in the back lines. The illusions again spawning, and that's mega creeps in favor of Liquid. And they're going cutthroat. They're going for the victory. The great two-man stun. And Empire, unfortunately, will just have to throw in the concede as the GGs are called. A hell of an effort, but Liquid is victorious.
I can't believe that was a 45-minute game. This feels like it's only been going for 20 minutes. That was just a good back-and-forth game, and that's pretty much how the game went. As the game went later, Miracles just get out carry you. Yeah. And I'm surprised Empire did last that long. They ended up getting the first set of racks too, but